Can we all rise to the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you and welcome to the May 7th meeting of the Philipstown Town Board. Approval of minutes, monthly meeting February 5th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Special meeting February 11th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Workshop meeting February 18th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Monthly meeting March 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Public hearing March 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Workshop meeting March 11th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Workshop meeting March 25th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Monthly meeting April 9th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. And finally, the public hearing on April 9th, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Aye. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. That's a lot of minutes. Thank you,
That
Tara.
sure is.
That was a lot of typing, I'm sure. Committee reports, Conservation Board.
Evening, everybody. The Conservation Board met on April 14th. The meeting began with an enthusiastic round of applause in appreciation for M.J. Martin's many years of service, 19 years of service on the Conservation Board. She was stepping down, and I imagine all of us echo that sentiment. Thank you very much, M.J., for your work on that board. Discussion turned to a referral from the Planning Board regarding the Valone property at 3191 Route 9, up near Perks Plaza, but across the road. The applicant wants to build a pair of storage sheds and storage garages for a party rental business, and they need a wetland permit to do so. So there will be a site visit a little further along, further along in the meeting, but south geographically on 9D at 529 Route 9D. Homeowners have plans to build a two-car garage as well as a pool. Long conversation back and forth about it. There's a stream that the board is concerned about, so there's a conditional permit to build the garage, and they're going to talk again about the pool. That's the gist of that one. And then a little bit further down on South Mountain Pass, there's a homeowner who wants to build a secondary access road to their property, and that was approved. And down at Manitoga, there's a plan to dredge the pond near the house, and they want to bring it to a depth of 2 meters. That's going to require a couple test borings required by the DEC. And the Conservation Board is planning a site visit. And then there was a conversation about the dam replacement. I don't know if it's the right term, but down by Walter Hoving, and a discussion of the need for a further discussion with Walter Hoving and all involved in order to get a grip on the scope of the work. And that is the gist of what the Conservation Board covered or discussed at April 14th meeting, and it meets again on May 12th. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to the Conservation Board. Recreation.
Good evening. The Philipstown Recreation Commission met on Tuesday, April 28th. The latest on the spring programming is that it's off and running smoothly. Summer camp registration went very smoothly for the 2026 summer season. And there are people on the wait list, but we're already seeing movements on the wait list. The seniors program's very active as well. For the spring, the seniors are going to a Renegades game, a casino, a city winery, and lunch and concert at the Brownstone in New Jersey. The senior luncheon is scheduled for May 20th. Registration for the spring and early summer class sessions occurred this past Monday, May 4th at 8:30 a.m. This is the final push for classes for late spring and summer, ahead of summer camp. Once summer camp starts, there will no longer be any programs except the camp. The buildings and grounds had a successful opening day for all the spring sports at Park and Recreation in the front field. They did push out a communication to all families regarding registering for the spring programs at the park and the Philipstown Soccer Club. All children must be monitored during practices and programs, as unfortunately we've experienced vandalism at the new picnic tables at the pavilion area just 1 week after opening. And those tables were handmade by Recreation Department staff, brand new. 3 of the tables had to be cleaned and resanded, and we do suspect that unsupervised children were the culprit, based on the timing of when this happened last month. So if you're bringing children who aren't playing sports, you have to supervise them at the pavilion. The Recreation Department is purchasing trail cams and signage for the pavilion, and that installation will occur over the next week. The tent setup for the Garden Club sale and the Depot Gala are being held on, which is being held on Sunday, May 17th, is also underway. And the Garden Club sale will be held at the Rec Center. The Depot Gala will be held outside the theater in Garrison on May 17th. By the way, for the pavilion, they do possibly need an optimum hookup there, and we have to discuss that later, how that could happen. For the cameras, the security and other
Yeah,
cameras.
you have to have internet
Transmit,
service
yes.
in there, so as long as there's some telephone poles, see if Optum wants to put new, I'll look into it.
You want to update on the progress of the bathrooms?
Yeah, well, right now they got all the plywood was installed and so forth like that. There's still a lot more work that needs to be done, obviously, but they made some headway at least. And I've tried to reach out to Monteleone the other day. He hasn't gotten back to me as of yet. So I'm waiting to get another update from him. But things are in progress. He didn't really give me a time schedule exactly when things are completed, but there's still quite a bit of work that needs to be completed down there, unfortunately.
That sign-up date for those camps is always a high-stress day.
It is, the first day of
There's
sign-up.
demand and
Yes.
there's a supply and
And
demand.
parents online early in the morning, and it's really very stressful for families.
Wait, what time does it open up? 8:01?
I think so. I remember getting online before you could sign up
8:30.
online.
8:30, and by 8:33, you're out of luck.
All booked up.
Yeah.
That's good.
Popular camp, and
Yes, it is.
it's a wonderful summer
Certainly
camp.
is. Thank you, the rec department.
Thank you.
Philipstown Hub.
So Philipstown Hub is reminding everyone May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and it is across the country Mental Health Awareness Month. And I just want to say I'm proud of the Philipstown Hub and Philipstown for all the progress that we've made and Putnam County has made in improving access to mental health services. It's really wonderful. The Hub would like to offer folks a few tips. Be sure to do something for your mental health this month, such as cut back on your scrolling for a couple of days. Single task instead of multitask. Take a break during work to get some fresh air and take a walk. Look at the river and just take in the beauty. I did that today. Call up a family member or friend you love and haven't talked to in a while, or go to bed 30 minutes earlier. All of these things can improve your mental health. In April, the Hub hosted and facilitated a lot of groups, the Compass Circle, a series of workshops for parents and guardians of teenagers and young adults living with mental health struggles, and that was held on Route 9 in that location. A support group for suicide loss survivors was also held on Route 9 in April. Women with ADHD peer group, grief and loss support group, and the Story Circle at the Friendship Center in Philipstown. They also hosted a mental health first aid training on April 16th at the Hub on Route 9. The Community That Cares Coalition met on April 9th. There was a Be a Friend Project Gala, a Chamber of Commerce breakfast, Bridge Alliance, Community Foundations of the Hudson Valley, training in digital storytelling, and the Philipstown DEIA committee meeting, all of which the Hub participated in. In addition, the Hub had a number of contacts with people in the community. To date, in April, 417 contacts, and year-to-date, 4,172. There were 78 calls this month, 157 emails, 111 texts, 7 in-person drop-ins, 32 programs and groups, that's wonderful, 21 events, and 15 people calling the You Matter line. The Hub has 2 more upcoming events on Saturday, this Saturday, May 9th, at the Collective on Main Street at 9 a.m. There's a family yoga session. You can come with your family or you can come on your own. And a community hike on Sunday, May 17th, from 9 to 10:30 a.m. at the Arden Point Glencliff Road. Thank you to Michelle Cupper and the Philipstown Hub staff and board.
Thank you to the staff and Michelle, of course. Planning Board.
Planning Board met on April 23rd, 7:30. Old business, Grismeyer and Skokel, private road over Route 19 Garrison, sorry. They've been thinking of Planning Board about the last 4 or 5 months. Anyway, their application was approved, so they're ready to move forward. Another application, which has been Krasinski Plaza LLC, 3626 Route 9. They were in front of the Planning Board for many, many months, and back in 2025, they took about 6 or 7 months off, but anyway, they came back this past month with some updates to their project. This is a major project. The applicant is seeking a construction of a 9,500 square foot building in the front and a 5,300 square foot building in the rear. The applicant proposes the use of the front building for offices and related to their existing fencing and oil company. Many years ago, as you know, they wanted to put like a 90,000 gallon oil tank storage up there. And when that came to look, we changed our zoning code to prevent that from happening. But this is the first time in front of the planning board since. Also, the rear building would be subdivided into 4 units for contractor storage and office space. There's a proposed 8,800 square outdoor storage area for apparatus for driveways, parking, landscape, and stormwater management. So right now, the next step will going to be a public hearing this month on the 28th. So if anyone's interested, if anyone's in the area, you probably got a letter already about the planning for the public hearing. Next thing on the agenda was Ned indicated, Volano 3191 on Route 9 in Cold Spring. They're looking to get 2 storage commercial garages to store for services. I think they're in some type of like, what kind of business? It's like a party supply place, not supply place, but tents and tables and so forth like that. So anyway, like Ned said, there's a lot of work that can be done to get wetland inspection and so forth like that. Anyway, there's a site visit for that location on 5/17, which is next Sunday. Under new business, Savon and Zambinski, 825 Route 9 in Garrison. The project is the amended site plan. It's a minor. Applicant is seeking the approval for new construction of a single-family residence, a detached accessory building and pool house to be served by a well and sewage treatment plant. Expected item, they considered a type 2 seeker action, and they presented to all, made referrals to all the boards, planning, county planning, and so forth like that. And referrals were made, I guess, like, okay, that's it, unofficial. There's going to be an unofficial site visit coming up, but they didn't have a date for that for some reason. Meeting was adjourned at 8:55. Next meeting is May 21st.
Thank you to
3
the
weeks from
planning board.
tonight.
Zoning.
The zoning board met in April to consider a request by Lori Abraham, who lives on number 4 Manitou Ridge Road in Garrison. She owns a house that was built before time or before there was any zoning code, so everything she wants to do is non-conforming. She wants to add a bedroom on the 2nd floor and a study on the 1st floor. She is requesting variances versus the setback requirement of 30 feet in both cases. The Zoning Board of Appeals decreed that her package was complete and that a public hearing to her, or to hear the neighbors talk about her application, is set for this coming Monday, May the 11th. My report in the package says that the meeting date is May the 8th. It's actually May the 11th.
Thank you. Thank you to the zoning board. Highway.
Highway, submitted by Adam Hoteling, Highway Superintendent. Crews continue to do road sweeping and grading has begun. Other crews are out working on the pipe and basin and replacement work. The season begins. The Lions Club did a great job cleaning up Route 301 on Earth Day. So many other roads are full of garbage. We are asking everyone to help keep our roads clean, dispose of garbage in a responsible way. So electrical certification is received for the solar panels, so soon will be on. I think next Friday is the last inspection that needs to be done, and hopefully shortly after that, the solar will be turned on at the highway garage. The department received approximately 20 phone calls or emails, and they spent $9,700 on vehicle maintenance for the month of April.
Thank you to the highway department. I drove Old Albany Post Road this morning, one end to the other, and the road was in amazing shape. I think the lack of, I shouldn't say it, but those torrential downpours haven't been happening, so it's really, they're really a pleasure to drive at the moment.
No, you're right. I took a ride down there too the other day for some reason, and the road's in excellent shape.
It was in wonderful shape. Building and land acquisition, I have nothing. Cemetery committee?
Nothing.
Okay,
Is
Terry?
there- I'm sorry, for the cemetery committee, do they need help, like, for the Memorial Day?
No, the vets take care of all that.
Oh, the vets take care of
They take
it.
care of all
Oh,
the
great,
flags.
great.
You can go there Wednesday beforehand. They'll give you a list and they'll tell everyone I've been doing it for many years. Johnny's been helping it for a couple of years. So we always get a lot of kids from that school to help out as well.
That's great.
So the last few years it's gone really well.
And they have a CAD layout of
Oh,
where
they do?
the flags go now, so
Huh.
there's not a lot of walking and searching this year, apparently, so, thanks to a Haldane student, so.
I haven't seen that, but I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Agenda.
First is Robert Cuomo, Director of Emergency Medical Services for Putnam County, to discuss the new Community Paramedicine program.
Welcome, Bob.
Okay.
How
thank
are you, sir?
I'm very happy to be here to talk about this, because this is an exciting new program that,
Would you try the mic?
that we've under. Oh, you mean I actually need a microphone? I can, no?
If you want Seal to hear you.
Oh, okay.
You should. There you go.
Oh, okay, there. I can hear myself. All right, so anyhow, community paramedicine is part of a model known as mobile integrated healthcare. And basically what it's designed to do is bring more healthcare services to people in their homes so that we can help them avoid unnecessary hospital stays, unnecessary trips to the emergency department, unnecessary 911 calls, and also decrease the number of hospital readmissions. As you know, there are times when a person may be admitted to a hospital for a length of time for whatever medical problem that they have. They get discharged only to have a relapse and end up back at the hospital within 30 days or less. So what community paramedicine is designed to do is to address those things. And what it involves is utilizing specially trained paramedics that have an expanded skill set. And they do non-emergency home visits. Okay, so they're not. I mean, they can go on 911 calls, but their main function is to do non-emergency home visits. And some of the things that they can do, some of the services that they can provide are health assessments for people and wellness checks. They can do medication review and education for patients. They can monitor people with chronic illnesses like diabetes, COPD, and heart disease, and pick up problems before they become emergencies so that they could be treated and hopefully make it so that the person doesn't have to go to the hospital. They can set up telehealth sessions with a physician. They also do fall risk assessments and home safety evaluations, and they can connect residents with community resources and services for, let's say, people that have limited mobility and can't get out of their house. One of the things that I know that they've done recently is, let's say you have a person who has limited mobility, they can't get out of their house, but they have a long list of medical problems for which they have to get regular lab work, blood work done to monitor their conditions, but they can't get out of the house to get that work done. And unfortunately, what happens sometimes is you don't pick up problems until it becomes an issue, and then that person has to call 911 and go to the hospital. Well, the community paramedic can go to the house, draw the blood, bring it to a lab, have it checked. They can even do urinalysis. so that these problems can be picked up before they get to the point where a person has to go to a hospital. And I'm excited to say that we're actually the first county in New York State to contract with an agency to provide community paramedicine countywide. Right now in New York State, it's still considered a pilot project, so there's a limited number of agencies, EMS agencies, that can provide community paramedicine, but we're fortunate that the agency that we contract with for our paramedic service, Empress EMS, is one of those agencies that does community paramedicine, so that's how we were able to do it. And we have right now we have one paramedic in a fly car, and and they basically do scheduled calls all day. They can go on 911 calls if need be. So if some of our medics are busy and we need another medic for a 911 call and they're not already on a home visit, we can also use them for 911 calls. The program started in November 17th, as a matter of fact. So it hasn't been running very long, but in that amount of time, they already have 72 regular clients that they visit. They do between 5 and 6 home visits every day. And so far, out of those 72 patients that they see on a regular basis, they've already been able to avoid at least one unnecessary emergency department visit for 25 of those 72 patients. So not bad for the first couple of months of operation. So I'm very happy with the way it's going. I think it's probably going to expand as time goes on. This is the future of EMS. It's something that is talked about nationwide in terms of the agenda, EMS agenda for the future. What we see, how we see envision EMS developing over down through the years, and this brings a dimension of care that we've never had before, and it expands the scope of EMS beyond just going on 911 calls. So right now, you have a question?
It's a wonderful program, and
Oh.
I'm really proud that Putnam County for implementing. I have a few questions.
Sure.
So there's one unit countywide.
That's right.
That's doing this. So you now have 6 medics in the county,
In total, yeah.
in total. And he's probably a daytime thing.
They operate 9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
9.
6 days a week, Monday through Saturday.
And then is there a fee for the service?
No, not right now. Right now, since community paramedicine is considered a pilot project in New York State, there's no funding model for it. There's no model for insurance companies to pay claims for this type of service yet. So patients are not getting billed for the service. The only thing they might get billed for is a telehealth appointment, but that would be from the doctor.
So another question. So they'd be operating under medical control from Empress. So if they go out to a scene and they determine the person needs ALS intervention, would they provide that? And then
Absolutely. They're just
leave
as
them,
much
or-
equipped as a regular paramedic.
Right.
In fact, more so.
Would they leave them, or then they would transport them?
No, they would transport. They would.
So
They would
once they
function
initiate
as a
care, they would transport.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless it's a standard checkup. Like,
Right.
this is something similar that the county nurses used to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah,
And
it's
now
very
it's-
similar to that.
Right.
They kind of go in hand with each other.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of overlap
Gotcha.
with that. But yeah, it's something. It's one of the newest things to develop. As part of the EMS system.
Now, how do our residents request this? Is it through the senior center, or?
Okay, there are several ways that we can receive referrals. One of which is, right now they get referrals from places like Office of Senior Resources, Social Services, the local hospitals. Also, we look at 911 calls from senior residents that may have medical problems, and we look at those and we refer them to the system to see if they can help. And The local EMS agencies can also refer patients. We made an online form, and we sent to the leadership of all of the EMS agencies in the county. So if they encounter a patient that they're seeing routinely for issues that perhaps they really don't need to go to the hospital and they could benefit from this service, they can actually refer that patient.
Preventive care instead of reactive care.
Exactly.
Is there any information that we could post on our website that could link?
I actually brought a flyer.
Perfect.
That I will share with you guys. I'll leave some copies here. And on this flyer is also the phone number of the community paramedicine hotline.
Great.
So if anybody wants to refer somebody, let's say a family member wants to refer one of their loved ones into the program. In fact, I just got a phone call today from someone who is a nurse that wanted to get a member of their family into the program. So gave her the phone number, and now that person is now going to be seen, on a routine basis. So
Wonderful.
I will leave this here
How
for
long
you.
is it funded? Is it
Okay,
funded for
well,
a year, or is there a 5-year period?
We made it part of the ALS contract, the county ALS contract, and that is it's a 3-year contract that can be extended for 2 more years, and we're already coming to the end of year 3, and we're going to extend it for at least a year before we do any big time evaluations, because we want to be able to collect some data and see how this program is going. Okay, as the volume increases, we may want to increase the number of community paramedics we have. I think that we'll probably see that at some time in the future.
Is there a triage system, or is it first come, first serve? I mean, is somebody saying this person needs it more, or how does the dispatching work?
Well, since it's all done on a scheduled basis, basically what will happen is, they'll get a call about a particular person, they'll make an appointment to go see them,
Right.
and then they'll do an evaluation. They usually spend a good hour and a half
Right, I was gonna say.
with that person the first visit, so that they can really do a good assessment and evaluation
Sure.
to see what those person's needs are.
A lot of them just need the meds set up for the week.
Absolutely.
If they don't have a family member that can come and
Right.
lay out those meds for the week,
Right.
and then it ends up a catastrophe if you're not taking their meds. So it's something as simple as that, which is something amazing.
Yeah, exactly, they can do all of that.
Right.
Do you have a number, I know you said 75 people have been served so far, but do you know what?
72, yeah.
72 percentage might be from the Philipstown area?
Probably
or-
none.
Unfortunately, I don't have that statistic in front of me to say where they're, where they're coming from, but I know that they are going all over the county. Just yesterday, I know that the CP medic, that's what we call them, actually called me for something, and she was out in Putnam Valley. So they're all over the county.
So, are you set?
Yes.
So Bob, here, I've mentioned this to you before. We are fortunate here in Philipstown to have a kind of a homegrown organization known as Philipstown Aging at Home, but sometimes known as PA,
Right.
who know where an awful lot of people who are in need live. Is it appropriate for a representative of PA to be in touch with you and help share their file of those who would potentially need this care?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Not a
Thank you.
problem.
Thank you for coming and
Sure.
telling us about this, because I think it really is a great service that perhaps we don't know as much about here as we could, and we can get on your list, right?
Absolutely,
Thank you.
yeah. I'm
Thank
very
you so
excited.
much, and appreciate the service to the community.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
You too.
Thanks for coming, Bob.
Next on the agenda is Karen Ertl to give a brief PowerPoint presentation on the Philipstown Food Scrap Recycling Program.
Anybody who saw last month's board meeting knows that the food scrap recycling is an evolving, creative program that's not standing still, and we're thrilled about that. So I thought it might be time, given that we have some new people on the board, to kind of take a moment and just look back where we came from and where we hope to go. So we started 4 years ago, and as I say, the 2026 seems to be a dynamic, evolutionary year for us. So, next. The program began as an 8-month program. It was funded by the town of Philipstown and a grant from the Climate Smart Task Force. On February 6th, the board passed a resolution to make it a board program, a town program. Our major objectives were, and still are, reduce home waste, reduce garbage waste sent to landfills, and therefore reduce our community greenhouse gases. Next. So why do people throw out food? There are major reasons. Is that they throw it out a few days after the sell-by date, or it smells or looks bad. And in our last newsletter, we have an explanation of the others, the best sell-by, best buy, used by, what does that mean? So I left a few here, or you can go to our website and, we'll be happy to send you one. But, people are throwing out their food.
My kids throw it out after I cook it.
Hopefully. Well, I've never had your cooking, John, so so why bother? Why reduce food scrap waste? What does it cost? Consider the tomato. 31% of all the fresh tomatoes in the U.S. are thrown out. That means 21 tomatoes per person. And from the production to waste, that costs $2.3 billion a year for each person. Click. If it were just tomatoes, the cost to for all U.S. household waste in 2016 was $166 billion a year. That also accounts for using 25% of all the fresh water, enough energy to power the entire country for a week, enough land to feed the world's hungry. And by making just a few very, very simple changes, you can save these resources. Next. Our program at the moment is recapturing 33.5 tons of food waste a year. That's a landfill diversion equivalent of approximately avoiding 82 tons of carbon dioxide equivalent greenhouse gas emissions, so it could be carbon dioxide, methane, and others, capturing enough energy to power 21 homes for a month, and reducing the use of gallons of oil to 1,428 gallons of fuel oil that we did not use. Click. Our food waste is sent to a commercial composter, and at the moment we have 3 sites. We have Lane Gate, which is open Saturday 9 to 3, Kemble Avenue, Tuesday 8 to 8, and Cold Spring Farmers Market, which is their market hours. They change throughout the year. Current participation is up. It's 326. We just signed somebody last weekend. 2 libraries, 2 schools, Climate Smart, the Cold Spring Farmers Market, and several small commercial businesses are participating. Businesses that don't produce enough to make a whole can of garbage, they're really not producing any more than a household would produce, and so they use the town facilities to recycle that waste. I'm happy to announce all spring we've been working at trying Kemble Avenue down in the village is extremely popular. And we have been working all spring to find a solution to increase the capacity. And I'm very happy. I want to give a shout out to Trustee Bosey down in the village because she's worked very, very hard to find a solution. And last night, the village approved doing a twice a week pickup down at Kemble Avenue. So it'll still be the 2 containers, but there will be a drop-off on Tuesday and a drop-off on Thursday. And we are asking, please, as always, don't leave food outside the bins because that will attract animals and et cetera. But it should double the capacity for people, plus give you an extra day. So it'll be Tuesday, drop-off can be Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday now. And as of this presentation, we are still the only municipality in Putnam County with a food scrap recycling program for residents and/or businesses. So there's no charge to register. This is a free program to any town of Philipstown resident. But we do encourage you to get the starter kit, which includes the countertop pail, and it includes a transport bin, as well as 25 BPI certified compostable bags. The BPI certification certifies that there's no plastic in the bag. They're made by cornstarch, with cornstarch. We do encourage you to register. I did bring a couple of registration forms just in case anybody would like to sign up tonight. And we send out information about the program. We also make announcements such as this is now the third week of our compost give back. The town purchases a small amount of food scrap compost and gives it back to the participants. Next. I'm not going to read through that, but we take, if you can eat it, we can take it. Some of the products some of the participants compost at home, and they give us all the things they should not be putting in your home compost, such as, chicken skin, bones, meat, all of that stuff. We can take it. So we have a mixture of people participating. We can even take wine corks, cut flowers, small household plants without roots. What we cannot take is pet waste, plastic bags of any kind. Please don't bring us any plastic bags. And please, please, please remove the stickers on your fruit. It seems like a small thing, but it's the bane of the existence of a composter. Next. We're very lucky in the town of Philipstown because many of our participants already are doing these things up at the top. They're reducing their source, they're feeding hungry people, they're feeding animals. Industrial use is still a little light. We have composting. Our program concentrates on the people at the bottom. The people who can't because they live in a facility where they can't compost, they don't have time, or they just don't want to. Next one. But it takes a village. And this is really the slide that I think is the whole heart of the program. This program runs because it is totally voluntary. Every part of it is voluntary. The volunteers are what make it work. There is a voluntary food scrap advisory committee, which is made up of 2 council people and 2 volunteers from the Climate Smart Task Force, who oversee the drop-off sites, provide community outreach and communication, regularly update the town board on programs' progress. But there is also an army of community volunteers who make up the rest of it. The community volunteers collect food scrap waste, take the waste to drop-off sites, facilitate and organize community involvement at drop-off sites, and promote the program with neighbors, friends, and family. People participate because it adds value to their lives. Next. And we want to thank everybody for their participation and your involvement and your dedication to this program. People are they're really, really excited. They're working hard to make sure everybody does it correctly. And then the next one, if you want to contact us, you can reach us at Food Scrap Recycle, it's a little off there, but .com. And I always joke, I said, if you're old enough to remember Dear Abby, I'm Dear Abby, so if you're right there, I'm the one who responds to you, and I don't go on it every day, so it may take me a day or 2 to get to you, but we have a lot of communication that happens through that website. So thank you very much.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
Karen, and thank you to all the volunteers, but without your leadership, this program, you came to us at the start with this idea and pressed us into, twisted our arms a little bit and got us to start the program, and it's been a success because of you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is a resolution accepting the resignation of Martha Upton from her position as Climate Smart Coordinator effective September 1st, 2026, and authorizing the town clerk to advertise for the position.
Well, I reluctantly will have to accept this because I believe she's moving out of the community. But Martha has done an incredible job. She was our third Climate Smart Coordinator. Every time we think we're losing somebody and somebody else steps up and does an amazing job, she has really provided us with a lot of equipment, a lot of resources. So my appreciation to Martha for her years of service. I wish her well going forward. We will advertise. I know we have some people interested in filling the position, but it will be big shoes to fill. So can I get a motion accepting the resignation of Martha Upton from her position of Philipstown Climate Smart Coordinator?
So moved,
Se-
and thank you, Martha.
Yes. Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And I vote aye. Thank you, Martha. So Tara, you're going to post that.
Yeah,
Thank you.
along with the 2 vacancies that we still have. Next is a resolution in support of the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad New York Scenic Byway nomination and corridor management plan adoption, and this is a roll call vote.
So you're here for the, I'm sorry, I don't remember your name. Sage. If you could just come up to the mic. We discussed this probably,
I want to say like October.
yeah, it was in the
November,
fall. I think it was in the
maybe.
fall.
Yeah, it was
Do
in the fall
do you have any
sometime.
idea of what, I mean, we're over-toured now. We have more tourists than we can possibly handle currently. We don't discourage people from visiting us, but I'm just wondering what the anticipated volume of people through the community, if you have any idea of what it would look like.
I don't have an anticipated idea of what the exact tourism impact to the community would be.
Right.
But this is looking forward as far as Philipstown and Putnam County being in the second phase of the designated byway. So
Okay.
the first section of the byway that's going for state designation currently in the New York State Assembly and State Senate is for around 100-mile segment from Niagara Falls, New York to Albany, New York.
Right.
And this is just what would set the stage for the second phase going from around Syracuse through to New York City.
So time frame on first phase, second phase?
We're anticipating that the first phase will get state byway designation by the end of this legislative session. As you know, it's been kind of hinging on the budget, but we're looking forward to it because we have a fair amount of Senate and Assembly co-sponsors.
Okay.
And we'll be repeating that legislation process for this segment of the byway, the second segment, next year. So
in the 2027.
it'd be in 2027. And this specific resolution and the other ones that we're looking for from the county and from the village of Cold Spring would be just to enable DOT to consider
Just labeling the road.
just labeling the road.
Right.
Right.
How many, there's no way to anticipate how many people will actually follow the path.
When scenic byways happen at any level, state or federal,
Right.
people generally do come.
It's not like the wine trail.
Well, which wine trail? They're all over. Talking Finger Lakes, talking Hudson Valley, but that's also why there's such a long process for approval, not just from yourselves, but from DOT,
Right.
because DOT wants to ensure that any municipality that we engage with
Right.
to establish this route has a solid plan and take on how you would like us to communicate to potential visitors and the tourism offices. So this kind of gives us license to come back to you saying before the official, the next phase 2 corridor management plan is fully submitted to DOT, that we have some more talks with community organizations and regional stakeholders where you would have the chance to tell us what you would want tourism to look like for the Harriet Tubman Byway here.
So our community would be 9D, I'm assuming, from Breakneck to the Bear Mountain Bridge. Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah.
And it would just-
Not to the past the Bear Mountain Bridge. It's all on the
we
east
only
side.
go to the Bear Mountain Bridge.
Exactly.
So
That's where I entered from today. Which
Questions from the board?
No, thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion to waive the reading of this resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And I vote aye. Can I get a motion adopting the resolution for the Harriet Tubman Underground Railroad New York Scenic Byway nomination and corridor management plan adoption?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Prentice.
Aye.
Councilman Roush.
Aye.
Councilwoman Farrell,
Aye.
and I vote aye. Thank you, so you have our support.
Thank you very much, and looking forward to coming back to talk more about Phase 2.
I'm sure you'll be back. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Next is a resolution appointing Brenda Dennehy as Chief Court Clerk to the Town Justices at a salary not to exceed the amount set forth in the 2026 budget, and her start date would be Monday, the 11th.
So, as we all know, Annette Flaherty resigned as the court clerk, the chief court clerk, and the judges advertised through the municipal system of court clerks, excuse me. They did get several applications. They reviewed them. They did also interview, and they've recommended that Brenda Dennehy be appointed to the chief court clerk. I think she was in today, right? She came in today. So can I get a motion accepting Brenda Dennehy as the chief court clerk to the town justices at a salary not to exceed that amount set forth in the 2026 budget?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. And I vote aye. Thank you, Brenda. I look forward to working with you.
Next is a discussion regarding the Memorial Day Parade.
So the annual Memorial Day Parade, it looks like it's following the exact same route and times. So they want all participants to show up at 8 a.m. at the Cold Spring Village Hall for a 9 o'clock step-off. It's well organized. Aaron Leonard put this together with the assistance of the American Legion and the VFW Post. My appreciation for Aaron picking up the parade and handling it, and I look forward to marching on Memorial Day. So anybody have any questions that the whole thing is laid out here? He just wanted us to go through it. They don't need any permits from us.
No,
They've
they're
never.
really just looking for an RSVP, is
Yeah.
what I believe.
So if you're
by
marching,
May
if you
18th.
plan on marching as a board member, that you should contact. The information is here as well.
Yeah.
And it's a wonderful parade
It
for
certainly
the
is.
town, so
Yeah,
come out
certainly
and
is.
Do we all
cheer on.
march as a group, John, following behind?
Not behind me, no. But you'll be there, I'm sure. Thank you. All righty.
Next
Thank you.
is a discussion of and a resolution in support of Assembly Bill A10387, Senate Bill 9558, the Local Government Notice Modernization and Transparency Act, and this is a roll call vote.
So Nat, you did the research on this, if you want to go ahead and.
Sure. So I was at the Village of Nelsonville board meeting and noticed that they had passed or were discussing and in fact went on to pass a resolution in support of this bill, which, if I were to give it a very short description, it basically says, and I have mixed feelings about it, I must say, but it basically says that if it eliminates the need to actually put public notices in a newspaper, because a number of towns don't have a newspaper anymore, and it's basically saying it would be okay just to go with putting the notices on your website. Now, my feeling is that I'd like to see us do both. I believe in local newspaper.
We do.
Well, then
We just signed up with the Putnam Press to provide it. I think there still are people that rely on printed press rather than strictly online information. So I wouldn't be in support of it either, to tell you the truth. We do a lot of advertising. Obviously, we have a lot going on. So I wouldn't, anybody else on the board, any other opinion?
I would be happy to do what we're doing and do the newspaper.
Yeah, I would just add that a healthy community relies on a healthy press, and
Spoken like a true reporter.
I think we should support our papers where we can. So
I agree.
And Tara, it's okay with you? You're happy enough doing both?
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much do that now anyways. We try to post any of our notices, even if it's simply just putting on the calendar, because when you click on the meeting, it'll tell you when, where, what time.
We're
you know.
a leading light in transparency.
Yeah.
I mean, I would support it if I felt that, we didn't have a paper here, of course.
Yeah.
Still
But
have
we
an
still have a paper and an
Yeah.
option.
Yeah, at that point,
Yeah.
you'd have to go this route because there's no paper.
I'm glad you all see it this way. I brought it up because they brought it up and thought that we should have a discussion of it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alrighty, so I guess can I get a motion to table that resolution?
So moved.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? And I vote aye.
Next is a resolution adopting a local law to amend Article 5 entitled Open Space Development of Chapter 175 entitled Zoning of the Town Code in regard to approval of the conservation subdivisions within the town of Philipstown, and this is a roll call vote.
So we have been through this over and over. Our last referral was to send it back to the planning board for them to vote on it, to endorse it or not to endorse it, which they did. They supported it. I don't think unanimously, but I think it was close. It was 6 to 1. So we're not going to read through this. Does anybody have any questions in regards to this?
No, I think, just thank you to the subcommittee. I think it was a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
It was a lot of work, and it was much needed, so thank you.
Yes,
and I
and
worked on
it's a
this.
great improvement to the code. Can I get a motion waiving the reading of the resolution?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? And I vote aye. Resolution, can I get a resolution adopting a local law to amend Article 5 entitled Open Space Development of Chapter 175 entitled Zoning of the Town Code in regard to approval of conservation subdivisions within the town of Philipstown?
So moved.
Second. Councilwoman Farrell.
I vote aye.
Councilman Flaherty.
Aye.
Councilman Prentice.
Aye.
Councilman Roush. Aye. And I vote aye. Thank you all, and thank you to the committee.
Next is Margaret McManus from Badey Watson to discuss necessary updates to the SSDS system at the Philipstown Park Pavilion in Garrison.
Sorry to keep you waiting. Thank you, Margaret, for coming in. So just to give a little background, we were contacted by Badey Watson in reference to the SSDS system for the pavilion at the town park. So it was designed, installed, but unfortunately never submitted to the Department of Health.
So the full history is there was a permit issued in 1999.
In 1999, right.
That was never built.
Right.
And then in 2013, I
Right.
think, there was a reduction in the size of the system. There was some paperwork back and forth, but there was never a permit issued.
Okay.
So now I know Ron has gotten in touch with me, Ron Gaynor,
Right.
about closing out the permit. And when I contacted the DOH, they said they can't give us a certificate of construction compliance until we actually have a permit to close. So I have to take all the historic data and make a plan and a
you're gonna-
report and submit it. So I actually have to make it compliant with today.
You're going to generate like an as-built of
I'm
the
gonna
system,
generate
'cause
an
the system's
as-built.
in the ground.
Right.
Right. And it's,
Right, so
we're
I'm gonna
ready.
generate an as-built, get a permit,
Right.
switch out the name and title, and then get the
Send it
certificate of
back.
construction
So
compliance.
you gave us an estimate of 14,000,
is it-
something along those,
Yeah, 11. I think.
11. Oh, it's getting
Oh,
better,
well,
Margaret.
there's other fees,
There
including,
go.
you know.
So that would
contract.
be the top end of the,
Yes, I don't even expect it to be that, but sometimes you run
you never know.
into
Putnam
roadblocks
County
along
is
the way.
notoriously a tough community, a tough county to get a permit through.
Yeah, so I I didn't want to have to come back and ask for more money, and I hope
Right.
that I spend less.
Okay. Any questions from the board?
Do you have a timeline that you think it would be reasonable?
We're really busy, but I'll try to move it to the top
You're gonna
because it
pull this one.
doesn't really
Right.
seem to be all that much work.
Right.
But, we are busy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll move it. I know you want to get it for
Yeah,
use
I mean,
in the summer, right?
We're pushing to get the bathrooms
Open.
functioning. John, do you have anything to add?
Mike Montanaro finished all the tiling and the roofing work this week, and so a little update to your comments earlier, Rob.
Yeah.
So that's all ready to go. Plumbing will be done before the end of the month. So we're hoping
Yeah.
to get the septic approved.
And theoretically, we can't use the bathrooms without the septic approval, although it is all in the ground. It's going to be awful tempting to not.
So, yeah, once you authorize us, I can get the contractor out to open it up, and we can do the measurements and get the
Okay.
plan together.
Can I get a motion to approve the estimate to get us compliant with the SSDS system for the town park pavilion?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? And I vote aye. So I'll sign the thing
Thank you.
tomorrow. Thank you,
Oh.
Mark. Sorry to keep you waiting.
That's okay.
Next on the agenda is to schedule any workshops or meetings. We have our monthly meeting on June 4th, and then available workshop dates before the June 4th meeting are May 13th, May 20th, or June 3rd.
I just said
If any.
something before we came up. We need to schedule something next week for,
Well, I had mentioned that we did the bid opening today for South Mountain Pass
Oh,
and
we
East
have to-
Mountain Road South,
right,
and
so we have
my
to
assumption
award.
was you want to award that sooner than later.
yeah, so we'll have to do a meeting next Wednesday, because
So the
can everybody make?
15th? Or the 13th, I'm sorry. Yeah.
13th?
Yeah, it's next week.
Yes?
The Phillips, yes. And Philipstown Pantry would also like to speak to the town board.
Well,
They're
you want to see
having
if they want to come in on the
next
13th as well?
Wednesday?
Sure. That'll take 2 minutes, the bid opening, so.
Yeah, that'll be quick.
Judy, is that
Kiko?
Kiko? Because she had emailed me about wanting to come in June, but she could come to
I can ask her.
Okay.
Sure. She did ask me.
Well, we can put them, we're gonna be here anyway, so we can put them tentatively. If they can make it, they can, so.
And
Okay.
if they can't, then June. yeah.
Okay.
Next is the Code Enforcement Monthly Report. This is for April. Total fees collected, $33,196.80. There were 33 total permits issued, 2 new 1 or 2 family dwellings, 3 additions, alterations, or repairs to residential buildings, 28 all other permits, 34 certificates of occupancy were issued, 2 operating permits issued, and 2 inspections of public assembly.
Okay, thank you. Thank you to Greg Werner.
Next is any other business that may come before
Okay,
the
so
town.
I have an add-on which was requested late yesterday, and thanks to Tara and I, we got a letter generated this afternoon. So it's an update on the Article 78 with the town and the village and Putnam County. We've met with the county executive on a few occasions, requesting that the county be a petitioner in the Article 78 for the Fjord Trail. So in order for them to do that, they're going to need legislative approval, so it would have to go through there. The county executive has requested a letter from the town and from the village actually requesting this. So I drafted a letter today. The Philipstown Town Board and the Village of Cold Spring Board recently voted to commence a lawsuit against New York State Office of Parks and Recreation and Historic Preservation and the Hudson Highland Fjord Trail Incorporated, challenging the finding statements and associated final generic environmental impact study adopted by OPRHP pursuant to SECRA. Philipstown Town Board resolution is attached to this letter. So we approved by resolution 4-1 to have Mary Kate actually start the Article 78 and submit it. We originally thought the submittal date was May 7th, but it's not. We have till May 20th to get it in. So the Philipstown Town Board would like to request that Putnam County join us as a petitioner in this lawsuit. We believe that the county government's responsibility to its constituents and taxpayers bring utmost urgency and importance to a joint action. The Philipstown Town Board is supportive of the facts stated in the Village of Cold Springs letter dated May 7th to County Executive Kevin Byrne, specifically those related to the emergency services and the EMS response. The town of Philipstown currently subsidized Philipstown and Garrison Ambulance just over $1 million to provide EMS service to the town. With the mass influx of additional tourists, it will certainly add an unfair burden to our EMS system and local taxpayers. We would also like to reiterate the statement that we are not seeking to stop the Fjord Trail, simply to rectify the shortcomings of the finding statement and related FGEIS, require appropriate impact mitigation measures for our communities, and encourage the downsizing of this mammoth project. The town's opinion is that the applicant, HHFT, should also be subject to local land use review for our zoning, conservation, and planning board. This would provide local review and application of town code. We sincerely appreciate your consideration of partnering with Philipstown and the Village of Cold Spring, and we believe Putnam County's participation in the Article 78 would provide solidarity of the 3 municipalities mostly impacted by Fjord Trail South. So I would like to send this out tomorrow. They need it in order for us to get this, get their approval, because it has to go through the county legislature. I don't even know which committee it will go through, and I'm sure it'll go through the full ledge at some point. But the county executive needs a letter from me by tomorrow in order to get this to happen. So I'd like to get a motion to allow me to send this letter to the county executive.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye.
I vote nay. I'm not in support of the lawsuit. I also just want to reiterate that if people oppose it, they should, under their First Amendment freedom of speech rights, be allowed to speak at town hall at any of our meetings in opposition. But also, they're allowed to write letters to the local papers, and no one should feel intimidated about expressing their views on this issue or any issue that we disagree on. We can respectfully disagree. But everyone should feel comfortable doing that, not be afraid. I've heard some people are afraid to disagree.
I don't know how or why they're afraid.
Because things have been said to
but
them, so I don't want to hear that, you know, and they shouldn't feel intimidated. They have the right to freedom of speech.
I can tell you, the exit interview that I had with Steve Gaba, Steve and I sat in a room, Mary Kate was there, and I said, Steve, is there anything that you would think that I'm critical of? And he said, yes, you let people talk too much. So,
No, that's not true.
so that's where I am. We sit here for hours at times. We've heard pro and con on a number of subjects, so I'm going to stick with that opinion. So we have the motion approved, so we can send the letter out. So it'll be 4-1. Thank you.
Anything else from the town board?
Anything? Nothing?
Just thank you to everyone who participated in the thrift sale. I know a lot
Yeah,
of
that
people
was
were
big.
involved. It was a great success. Philipstown, St. Mary's Church, and the pantry, Philipstown Pantry. They raised thousands. You did,
Wow.
yes. They had nice suits and nice, lovely dresses and tops.
John, that looks like one of them.
No,
I would just add that at the Depot, there's a terrific play going on right now. This is the last weekend it's showing, but it's called The Heart Sellers. It's poignant and it's relevant to our times. It deals with immigration issues. It's a really good play. I recommend people getting down there tonight, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday as well.
Are you starring in it or something?
I am not starring in it, but I did make the poster. But otherwise, yeah, it's a really lovely show. And the last thing I wanted to say is my wife runs, with her business partner, runs Signal Fire Bread. They have started using they've joined the composting program, and they love it. And so they're very, very happy.
Great.
Yep.
Audience, anything from the audience? Don't be afraid.
Seal's waving.
Seal, you're, I'm sorry?
Well, the 28th?
It's the 28th.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
it's the last.
It's 3 weeks from tonight, I know that.
And the new theater's opening, right?
Oh, yeah, May 17th is the,
That's Valley Shakespeare.
it's amazing. If you haven't seen the facility, just to go and visit and see it, it's, Bobby, you and I have been there a few times. I was there in the mud one day, and just to see the construction. When you go in that back door and just look at where the stage is going to be with the backdrop, it's just beyond belief. So I wish them well.
The day I was up there, it was pretty windy, though.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I bet today it was. I know there was a lot of complaints because they were working through every different weather event this winter. They stayed out there because of the deadline, and there was a lot of unhappy construction workers, but
I was up there 2 weeks ago, and they brought an additional crew in to get it done in time. I must have been 100 people up there working.
yeah, it's a
And
great.
they have a community day. They didn't ask us to
Yeah.
announce it, but it is May 17th
Yeah.
for
It
community
was-
tours.
Along with everything
It's
else.
advertised everywhere.
It was advertised, yeah, it's all over.
So, John, is there any update on the equal rights protection policy and its adoption?
Yes, I believe,
That was passed
I know
in.
Melissa
oh my
Knapp was
God,
working on a training, but
Melissa
I haven't heard
has
anything since.
put together a training program. She's going to start with the highway crew, is the last I knew. Yeah, they were in direct communication, so
Yeah,
we
she-
need to get that through so we can adopt the policy.
Well, you adopted it effective the June meeting, so June 4th, so we just have to get the training done before
Right,
June
it is,
4th.
it is in the works.
Yeah.
You know, I connected Melissa with Maureen, and I know their training is in the works. She had considered putting together or videotaping the highway crew, and then they could show it, because there's so many people in and out of here at different times that we could show it here and to the recreation staff, so if that works, but.
But we're going to adopt it on, or
It'll be effective June 4th,
Yeah,
right?
you
It's
already- you
it's
already
adopted, where
adopted
it's
it.
effective the 4th of June.
Effective, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So we allowed ourselves 2 months to get the training complete, so, yep.
So for vacancies, we still have a zoning and a conservation. I know I had mentioned to you guys, I have only received one application, and it was for conservation. I had forwarded it probably a month ago. I can forward it again.
Please.
I'll re-advertise again with
Maybe the
when
person
I
will take both.
advertise for Climate Smart also, so.
Okay.
Vouchers.
Okay, approval of vouchers, general.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Highway,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Continental Village Park District,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Continental Village Water District,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor? And I vote aye. Motion to adjourn,
So moved.
second.
Second.
All in favor? And I vote.
Thank you. Good night.